Hey guys, welcome to the channel, Thinking Theology. I'm Don. You saw the title. What constitutes a lie? What is lying? Many folks, everybody's lied, and people have had them told to them. You hear such things such as a white lie, like a little thing that doesn't have serious implications out there. What is a lie? And I'm going to explore this just a little bit here. Let's say you take a test, right? You're in grammar school and you've learned your times tables, right? And so the question on the test is, what is 5 times 5? And you write down as your answer 30. Now, is that a lie? 5 times 5 equals 30? It's the wrong answer. It's not true that 5 times 5 equals 30 based on our normal conventions. So is that a lie? And that sheds light on the notion of, well, the kid wanted the right answer. He wanted to get it right. He or she wanted to get it right, but didn't. You're learning. So Cicely Bach said, I read her book. I think the name of it was just called Lying. When I was back at Rutgers in the philosophy department, it was in an existentialism class. Professor Brian McLaughlin was teaching it. And what she said, Cicely Bach said, basically that lying is an intent to deceive, an intent to mislead someone. So, some folks, fundamentalist Christians, let's say them, would say that a lie is anything that is not represented in the New Testament or misquoting the New Testament. A lie is something that's an affront to God. So that's a very broad subject. But misquoting the Bible or a belief, let's say you don't think that the Trinity is true. Let's say you even go far as to say the Father is the supreme God and Jesus is second in creation, but Jesus isn't God, and so on. Now, people who are ardent Trinitarians would say that's a lie. That belief is a lie. But for the person who's trying to get the theological view correct and just isn't convinced that Trinitarian dogma is correct, is it a lie? Much like, because the parallel can be drawn there to the kid who says 5 times 5 equals 30. Well, the kid really wanted the right answer, but didn't get it, right? So with the example I used there, where somebody doesn't accept Trinitarian dogma as being correct or the truth, studies their Bible and all this, is that a lie? Or now let's say the atheist says the texts make no sense. There are contradictions in them. You could see the human stamp all over them. There's a lot of issues with the notion of the biblical texts having merit. There are some good thoughts in there perhaps, but them being like the Word of God, that does not convince me. I'm not convinced that this is the Word of God. I don't think that there is a supreme being, or there might be one. Actually, atheists do believe, for instance, most, not all, like even Christopher Hitchens says, look, I can't disprove there's a God. I just don't believe there is one. That's fair enough. I mean, that is a fair statement. I cannot naysay that. Nobody can, because that's what he believes. I believe there's a creator, for instance. Can I prove it? No. Does it make sense to me on a certain level? Yes. Do I understand the atheistic perspective? Yes. But for the atheist who isn't convinced that the texts are true and says there is no God, is that person lying? Are they intending to deceive someone? So this is just food for thought, which is the nature of the channel. Thinking theology. I could have called it thinking about theology. Thinking theology is different than proving theology or taking some dogmatic stance. It is taking theological concepts and thinking about them. Somebody recently challenged me and said that that's oxymoronic, thinking theology, because theology doesn't involve thought, which itself is an idiotic idea, by the way, that when a kid thinks Santa Claus is coming, and for instance, Santa Claus is coming, that child is thinking, okay? It may be something that doesn't exist. It's mom and dad with the toys, but that child is still thinking about Santa Claus. So, and I'm not saying that this is what it is to believe in God, but for those who don't believe there's a God and that theology is stupid and dangerous and all that. It still involves thought. So anyway, lying, deception, what is a lie? What constitutes lying? Have at it. All right, folks. Have a great day. Subscribe if you haven't. That'll be wonderful. I'll see you on another video and keep thinking theology.